Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. And swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. I'm not holding it in anymore. I'm gonna shout it out loud. I understand now what I'm here for and what this life is about. It's about love, it's about laughter, it's about comfort and smiles. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about hearts open wide. It's about love, it's about passion, it's about taking a chance. It's about love, it's about service, it's about lending a hand. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. And swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. And there's a voice that I've heard for years. I learned to keep it inside. Well, now it's coming in loud and clear that I want a deeper life. It's about love, it's about laughter, it's about comfort and smiles. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about hearts open wide. It's about love, it's about passion, it's about taking a chance. It's about love, it's about service, it's about lending a hand. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. And swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine.
Thank you, Jody. That was beautiful. Good afternoon. Today is April 19th. Welcome to A Place of Faith. Appreciate all of you joining us here. I'd also like to invite you to videotape yourself on your phone and talk about how you're staying happy, healthy, clean, and sober. And download that on YouTube under a public file and then add it to our Facebook page so that you can help inspire anyone who needs a little bit of inspiration. Thank you for joining us. I would like you to join me in prayer. God, we give thanks that we have choice today, knowing that so many times in our lives we have not felt like we had a choice. God, help us to make the right choices. Higher powers surround us with the right path. Great Spirit, lead us in ways that we know this is the way that we should go. This is the next right step. Thank you, God. And so it is.
Good morning. Today, we are doing just for today. So many times, addicts have sought the rewards of hard work without the labor. When we first came to NA, some of us wanted everything and right away. We wanted the serenity, the cars, the happy relationships, the friends, the closeness with our sponsor, all the things other people had gotten after months and years of working the steps and living on life's terms. We learned the hard way that serenity comes only from working the steps. A new car comes from showing up on the job every day and trying to practice these principles in all our affairs, including our employment. Healthy relationships come as a result of lots of hard work and a new willingness to communicate. Friendship with our sponsor comes as a result of reaching out during the good times as well as the bad. In Narcotics Anonymous, we have found the path to a better way of life. To reach our destination, however, we must do the footwork. Just for today, I want a better life. I will make an inventory of what I want, find out how to get it, talk with my sponsor about it, and do the necessary footwork.
Today, I'd like to try something a little bit different with meditation. So often, as we look for the right path, the right way, our higher power, we find different ways of connecting. And it's our hope that in this time that you are exploring some of the different ways of meditation. So I want you to get comfortable, sit back. We're going to be in meditation for about 5 minutes, so find something that'll support you and keep you comfortable for that amount of time. And then I invite you to just close your eyes and enjoy this wonderful experience of Tibetan humming. Wasn't that beautiful? I hope that you enjoyed that as much as I did. As you bring yourself back, take a deep breath. Allow that energy that you've been enjoying to come forward with you, to be a part of the wonderful day that you're about to have. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Judy Gaudet, and I'm going to be bringing you a message today that I hope you will find inspiring and take the thoughts with you as you continue in your journey of recovery. I want to thank Linda Burdett for the words she used in the meditation about finding what works for you. I'm not going to talk about meditation, but what I'm going to speak about is finding what works for you in a higher power. So what's all this stuff about a higher power? And how do you figure out what your higher power is? You entered recovery either because you had bottomed out or your family and friends told you you had bottomed out and they wanted nothing to do with you. Your life was a mess. You've lost jobs, you've lost friendships, you may have lost your marriage, you may have lost anything. You may have lost everything that was important to you or you wanted to be important to you. When you came into recovery, one of the things that was suggested to you was that you do these 12 steps. These 12 steps that were started in AA so many years ago that have helped so many people turn their life around. The first step, you admitted you were powerless over alcohol or your addiction and that our lives had become unmanageable. We did it everything our way because that's what we wanted to do. We had no idea that what we were doing was hurting others besides hurting ourselves. We either had no idea or we didn't care. We were also then introduced to steps 2 and 3, which started talking about a power greater than ourselves, outside of ourselves, might help us find sanity. Because currently, as everyone was telling us, we were done. We had hit bottom. Or maybe there was this spark inside of us that knew we had hit bottom and we were tired. So we looked at step 2 and said, what is this power outside of myself? What could it be? We found a power outside of ourselves. What is this power? Perhaps it's the meetings we were going to. We found that they helped a lot. We found other people that were going through the very same things that we were going through. We may have found that the friends we were meeting, they were different. They could have some fun without using drugs and alcohol. This was so different from us. Perhaps we now had a sponsor that we could talk to, and we started to see there is something beside myself. So then we start working that step, that there is a power outside of me. And that moves us into step 3. Made a decision to turn our lives and our will over to the care of God, a God as we understood him. This could be the most frightening thing in the world. If you grew up in a religion that taught you that you had sin, you had this. If you didn't do it this way, you were a bad person. I know I did. I figured by the time I was 8 years old, I was going to hell for doing things that there was so much innocence that I had no idea what was going on. Or you grew up with not living up to the expectations of your parents, or your friends, or your family, or you didn't fit in. You didn't do what everyone else was doing. You felt lost, you felt confused, you had no idea who you were and what you were. So step 3 says, let's turn our will over to the care of God as we understand Him. Perhaps the best place to start, though, is with the church that you formerly went to. And you're going with a different viewpoint. You're seeing it in a different way. And maybe you can talk to the minister there and get involved. See if that fits. But then, as Linda said in meditation, see what fits. See what fits for you. Because part of step 3 is learning to trust. Part of step 2 is learning to have faith. And it's not only having faith in others and in the meetings, it's having faith and trust in yourself. So if you go to a particular church and it doesn't resonate with you, try others. Go to different churches. Hear what they believe. Talk to the ministers. See what works. Read about other faiths, other religions. There is so much on the internet today that you could spend hours learning about all the different religions in the world. Some of it may resonate with you, some of it may not. What does resonate with you is the beginning of trusting in you and what you're about and saying, you know, I like this. This feels good. Working with these people, doing this, participating in that feels good. Because part of the early part of recovery is finding out a little bit about who you are. You lived one way. We all did. We lived one way, and it didn't work. Our best way got us here. And now we have an opportunity. We have a chance to rewrite the story, to rewrite our book. And if you find that religions, per se, just don't cut it for you, there's something else out there. There's a word called spirituality. And in its broad concept, it has so many perspectives that you will find what works for you. But in general, it includes a sense of connection to something higher than yourself. And it allows you to search for the meaning of your life. It's a wonderful opportunity. It's a wonderful opportunity to read books on spirituality. And again, we have so many social media opportunities to hear what other people are saying, what they think, how they feel about it. See what jargon's for you, what makes sense to you. Again, there's no rush. Allow yourself, allow the group. Talk to them. See what works for them. And while you're doing all this, searching, balance it out and get into service work for yourself. You will learn so much about yourself. Take the type of service work that interests you, that you can use your creativity. You were born with so many beautiful talents that have been hidden away because of your addiction, because of whatever you were afraid of. And you have to learn to trust. And as you study about spirituality or religion, which works for you, you will find you will come along and have a trusting relationship with this God, this higher power. And again, remember that step 2 talks about faith. If you will knock, there will be a door that will open and that will come to you and teach you and guide you. You will find that finding your higher power can be fun. It can lead you in all sorts of directions. I know it has been fun for me, and it still is. And I'm going on over 30 years of being around the recovery services and circles. And what I have found over all these years is by trial and error. I find that there are times when I know I am going down the wrong path. It doesn't mean I've gone back to my addiction. What it means is I may have done something in everyday life with my relationships, with my employment, with my friendships, with my spouse, that weren't in anybody's best interest. My own stubbornness got in the way. But what you will come along as you discover and continue on your journey is that you will know that there is a beautiful voice that speaks nothing but encouragement to you in the form of love, compassion, understanding, empathy, willingness, service. That voice will speak to you. You have another voice that will tell you you're not good enough, you're not strong enough, you're not this, you're not that. A voice that will tell you you can't do it. You choose which one you want to guide you. And it will take time. You must be gentle, so very gentle with yourself. But you will find that as you journey down this path in looking for your higher power, there will others that will come along beside you because they'll be attracted to you by what you're saying, and they have chosen to follow the same path. You are never, never alone. You will always have someone that you can reach out and talk to, in good times, in tough times. You will learn from a deeper sense to go within when you are troubled. You will go within and know that the answers are all within you. This is part of your journey. This is part of each of our journey, that we can find what works for us, just as we find in meditation who the friends we want to be with. You can find who your higher power is. And the message I leave with you today, the thought, is which voice do you choose to live with and listen to? What voice is your guidance? The one that encourages you, or the one that tells you you can't do it? Let us pray. Higher power, thank you so much for the words you have instilled in me to bring to your children that they may take these words and use them as they blesses their lives as they continue on their recovery. And so it is.
One power, one power, one power. There's one power invincible, and you see it everywhere and every day. There's one power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth, as simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings, or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power, one power. We speak so many languages, have different clothing, different colors, different names. But different is only dangerous when we forget that in the heart we're all the same. We remember once we close our eyes to see that such distances were never meant to be. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, Shem, or heaven's door. It's Muhammad, it's your mind, it's your soul, and it's your sign. It's the universe, the music, Mother Earth, or Father Time. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? Whatever name you give it, it's the very air we breathe. It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power, one power, one power, one power, one power. It's the moment of creation. It's an everlasting peace. It's the freedom of forgiveness. It's the sweetness of release. It's the joy of inspiration. It's the sunshine on your face. It's the birthright of all nations. It's the boundlessness of space. It's the beauty of a baby, the serenity of sleep. It's the anger we abandon, for it's love that's most deep. Oh, one power, one power. power of the love that is forever in you and me. It's the power of the love in you and me.
Thank you, Jody. That was beautiful. Stay connected to us. We are a place of faith. We're sponsored here by Unity Church of El Cajon. But you can find a place of faith on Facebook. We have our own Facebook page. Or you can email us at aplaceoffaith@zohomail.com. We want to be in touch with you, so please look us up. We also want to pray with you, and if you have a prayer concern or something that you would like to have lifted up, and we have prayer chaplains available to pray with you, please contact our church office, and we will take your number and get you connected with a prayer chaplain at their earliest convenience. A Place of Faith appreciates your financial contributions. You can send those contributions and checks to Unity Church of El Cajon. You can also call the church office, and they will take your donation. In the check, write it out to Unity Church, and in the memo box, put A Place of Faith. We thank you from the bottom of our heart for supporting this ministry. Also to let you know that there are meetings everywhere. All you need to do is to Google which meeting that you want to look for, and it will find you that meeting. So we want to make sure that you are connecting to the support systems that help you through this time. And through this time, we're going to close our service in the Serenity Prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen.